So, what we're going to do today is get these taillights adapted. I need to use these taillight housings, but I want to use these bulbs. Well, not these specific bulbs, obviously, but these sockets out of this original taillight. The reason I want to do that is because this taillight setup is a body ground, meaning the actual 12 volt ground goes to the case itself, and then the power goes to either the turn signal light or the brake light, depending on what you're pushing, whether the brake lights or the turn signals or the running lights. And that's fine, it works good. I'm surprised it worked at all considering how rusty that body was. But I don't want to use it going forward. I don't want to use it since I'm adapting to the 48 to the Ranger, because the Ranger's wiring is all in one. It's got your major, your minor, and your ground all built into this plug. So it's got its own ground, and a lot of the reason why that happens is so that the car knows when you have a tail light out. When it's got a ground that goes back to the computer, and when the bulb burns out, it can sense a difference in the ohms or the amperage or the ohms that go through the bulb, and that tells the computer that one of your bulbs is burned out. And that's why on your dash you'll either get a bulb out or one of your turn signal indicators will stay on to let you know there's a bulb out. And I want to keep that. Plus also there's no reason to have to cut this harness, splice it in, run a ground, run it to the case. There's just no reason to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just modify this, and hopefully it goes well. We'll see. This is, fortunately they actually bought new housings for whatever reason. I'm glad they did though, because it makes my job a little easier. These aren't all corroded up. But you see inside there where it's grounded on the sides, it's got pop rivets on it. So what I need to do is drill those out. There we go. With that, the inside should pull out. Get out of there. What's left of the rivet? Trash. There we go. Go ahead and gut this. Pretty nice wiring, braided wire. We'll keep that. I'll use that for something else later. We don't need this stuff. Throw that away. Gross. Now we're left with just the housing. Awesome. This is metal. Yep. Okay. So we want to put this on that. Obviously not like that. You can fit in there. Yeah, you do. So I guess first things first, let's cut this out gently. This is the left side we're doing. Let me get the old Dremel. Hey, alright, look at that. Make somebody smoking ideal on a Ford Ranger taillight. Some assembly required. And trash. Now we'll get all the little bits off. Melted plastic. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Oh yeah, that's nice. Now let's see. Let's put you on. What is this, left? Left. Always mark your stuff. You'll never remember. You'll never remember later. I don't care if it's 20 minutes. You'll still forget. Oh, whatever. That'll be fine. So we're gonna call that locked in. Looks locked in. Let's mark it at the top. Give or take top. Alright, cool. Take that back off. That's going to be shady later, I can tell already. Alright, there's top. There's the lockdown on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and line that up. Make a line just for reference for later. There we go. Beauty. Now, like I said, this is extremely tight. This is the only part of the car I've seen that actually has any kind of tolerance. Like, it's so tight it actually scraped the paint off this thing when they were putting it in and taking it out. Ridiculous, if you ask me. But that having been said, you gotta be really careful if you're modifying the back of this thing. So you get your line, match them up. Make sure the silver goes towards the inside, because that was the inside of the light. You want to make sure it actually fits like it's supposed to. So let's see if we can't do some marking here. It's about where we want to cut, and it is most of it. So we'll just extend that around. There we go. A pretty little bush here, a friend, happy little clouds. There we go. Trees. And Dremel some more. There we go. Woo, hot. Well, there we go. That's some kind of something. That is an ugly hole. I'll take it. Don't need that anymore. Alright, top to top. How do you fit? Probably terrible. Actually not too bad. Now, I'll take a lot of this up with epoxy, obviously, but that's not terrible. Let's see how it does. Yeah, that's alright. This needs to be flattened out a little bit. So, can you see the vise? No. There's the vise. Now, this is going to mess stuff up, I think, but I need to flatten these out a little bit. So, we're going to try vicing it. Yeah. There we go. You flatten that out. Flatten that out. Now, let's squeeze it. That'll work. Let me take it. I'll be right back. Let me take it to the car and see if that fits. Okay, so back. It fits now. Hog got a little more, maybe too much, but it'll be fine. thought the camera was on. It was not. That's my bad. But just trying to get this flat. And it's ugly. I don't care. You'll never see it. And that's the beauty of these things. We're the only ones that'll know it was there. Now, go ahead and sand this a little bit. Put a little tooth on it before we epoxy it. And I think, as tight as it is, this piece isn't going to fit just as it is. It's going to have to come down. Yeah, so let's unplug the Dremel. I don't think we need it anymore. For now, move you. Get this Harbor Freight grinder and do a little grinding. Just a little. Good. Now let's get some of the paint off this bad boy so that we can epoxy it like a boss with a stick, hopefully, permanently. Good enough. Always bolt out your bench grinder for safety. Always wait till it's finished moving before you move it or touch it. Alright, so this has to go here somehow or another, like the hot mess that it is. I think we'll take a little tape. Yeah. Hold it in place from the inside. Yeah, let's try that. Let's just pretend we're masking the car off. Put some tape on the inside. And stick stuff to it. There we go. So close. There we go. There we go. Maybe that'll hold ish. Now let's mix up some epoxy. Woo! Epoxy! Always use your wooden skewer slash chopstick for mixing. I bought a bunch of them online. A whole, like 1,000 pairs, 1,000 packs. It's like $4. They're fantastic. So we're going to epoxy this to this, hypothetically. This is a new type of epoxy I haven't used before. I mean, JB Weld I know about, of course. Everybody knows JB Weld, but I've never used their plastic bonder. I bought it because it's for plastic, but it says it'll bond plastic to wood, and it had like a 3,700 psi bond, which was actually 4,000 more than the epoxy I'd been using, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I don't like the color though. It's got a tan. It's kind of weird. Here's some I mixed up earlier. See? It's kind of odd colored, but whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? I feel like I should have better things to complain about than the color of my epoxy. But let's hope it works. If it works, I love it. It doesn't matter. Just used to clear. Stuff has a sets at 15 minutes. That's a really long time. Working time. I don't know about all that, but we'll see. Usually I would use the 5-minute stuff for the 1-minute insta set. As soon as you finish mixing it, it's basically hardened. But this might actually be good for this particular project, since I might have to wiggle it around a little bit. So I guess I'm just going to start goobering it on here. Try to keep it off the ring surface best I can. This is not going to turn out pretty. It's a good thing nobody's going to see this but me and you. So at least there's that. But you know what? It can be the ugliest thing in the world, and as long as it does the job, then it's beautiful. Look at that. We got the old tan boogers everywhere. It's looking great. Just fantastic. Look at this. Gorgeous, right? Crikey. Apparently my epoxy theory is the same as my welding theory. If you're not good at epoxying or welding, just put a lot of it on there and it should hold. Oh man, I'm gonna have to grind this thing down, I think. Oh, look at that. She looks like a thing. We built that thing. There we go. Now, put that there. Let me scrape all this up. Somebody knocked my vacuum canister off the passenger fender on my Ranger. I'm not saying who, but it might be the fool that put the fender up there the other day to see how it was going to fit. And we're back. Just had to glue that back on. Yeah, it was me. I broke it. But, you know, whatever. It happens. So, this is doing a thing. That'll be good, hopefully. Some of this we'll have to trim off. It's really tight, but we shall see. So, alright, hopefully that'll do it for this for a minute. So, there you are. One converted taillight. Hopefully it works. We shall see. Alright, thank you all for watching, and I don't know if this is the end of this video or not. If it is, have a great day or evening or afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. If not, I'll see you in a second.